Peace and blessings from a Christ lifestyle. Just gonna wait till a couple people come on in. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's another Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, peace. Fiercely made lifestyle. Peace. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and blessings from a Christ lifestyle. All praise be to the Most High God, His Son Christ, the Holy Spirit. What's up on Instagram? What's up on Facebook? We are Tazadak. I'm Tazadak, and this is Zakah. We are a Christ lifestyle. Okay, we come on every Tuesday at 9:30. Every Tuesday at 9:30. So set your alarm. We come on live every Tuesday at 9:30. So a little bit about myself. I have a full-time job. I'm a father of 5. Entrepreneur, ministry within my church. As you can see, I'm sitting right here next to my wife, so I'm my husband as well. This is my wife, Zakah. She is a full-time mother, full-time housewife, full-time homeschool mother of 2. She does ministry within the church as well, and she's also a writer. Together we are a Christ lifestyle. So we come on live every Tuesday to give tips, tools to struggling men and women in relationships, to help you reach your relationship goals. And we're here to help singles prepare for their next relationship. So the next relationship is their last relationship, right? Their last relationship. They're gonna ride it out to the end. All right. So that's what we're here for, you know. So if you know some newlyweds, you know people that's married, some singles, go ahead and hit the share button. Let them know that we're on right now. If you're on Facebook, hit the watch party, so you can let people know that we're on right now. And yeah, we're here to just share some tips today, you know. And how we do that, we do it by scriptures, as well as our life experiences, facts, different things of that nature. All right. And while we got you here, we're going to just plug our lead magnets in real quick.
So if you go to the link in our bio, you will see a couple of freebies and a couple of, you're going to find some guides in there. So we have our 2 guides up right now. Very, very handy. 12 no sitter required date night ideas. That's the first one. You definitely want to get that. If you are a couple that has children and it is hard for you to find a sitter, either last minute or in advance, similar to us, then you definitely want to snatch that. All right. The next one is 8 intentional acts of love. So if you have a partner, or even just in general, it's great to know different acts of love and the benefits for you and for your spouse, so that you can be doing that a lot better and with a lot more intention. All right. The next thing is our complimentary discovery calls. So if you are either single or you are in a relationship and you need some couples coaching, we are here for you. Click the link in our bio and you can go right to our Easy Tree. Click the discovery call link. It's 15 minutes. And we can see if, you know, we're a great match for each other to work with each other. We can coach you through your relationship goals, whatever it may be, whether they are relationship goals for you as a single or as a couple. And
it's free.
Yep, it is complimentary.
It's free. It's a complimentary call. As well as you could join our text community. So you could text us at 908-888-9843. That's 908-888-9843. If you're in a relationship, text hashtag committed. If you're single, text hashtag single. Again, hashtag committed or hashtag single to 908-888-9843 to join our text community. All right. And with that being said, we thank y'all once again for chiming in. Please share. If you want to add some value, you know, put it in the comments. Drop the number 2 if you like something that we said. And tonight we're talking about snatch your perfect mate with these tips. Right?
Yep.
Snatch your perfect mate with these tips. And we call this, what we call this is the 5 P's of singleness, right? So we're going to get into those 5 P's of singleness.
So that they're easy to remember.
So that they're easy to remember, right? And also, you know, they're for singles, but, you know, couples, you can definitely get some benefit from these 5 P's that we're about to go into, all right? And the reason why we chose this is because everyone wants to find the perfect mate, and it's not easy. Some of us have been in different relationships and different things like that.
Yep. So
now, you know, we want to put this together to help you find that right person, right? And we're going to go into the first P. right? The first P is prayer.
All right. So yes, like he said, prayer. All right. You want to find your perfect spouse, but there's a couple things you got to be doing in the meantime so you can land in that right position. Snatch your spouse with prayer. So the first thing is prayer. And why that's important is because you need to establish, the first thing you need to do before you even think about being with someone, you need to establish your prayer life, right? So you need to establish your relationship with the Most High God. That is number one. All right. And we're going to talk about how to do that. All right. So the first way, establish your faith, right? Acknowledge the Most High God in every way, in everything you do, in all of your successes, all of your achievements. Acknowledge the Most High God. All right. Every day in everything.
And how you acknowledge him is, definitely, praying, meditating, different things like that. And just opening yourself up to see, to his gratefulness and his mercy and different things like that. So, that's one way to do it. And you're going to develop a prayer life. What that looks like, the scriptures tell us to pray 3 times a day. That's the sun up prayer or the sunrise prayer, the midday prayer, which is noonday prayer, and the sundown prayer, right? So it's 3 times a day we should be praying. So you definitely want to get those established. And also, with that, pray throughout the day, because scriptures always say pray without ceasing. So you should be praying those, those initial 3 prayers, but also praying without ceasing, okay?
Yep. And the consistency is the biggest thing. So one of the great things about praying at sunrise, noon, and sundown is that it keeps you consistent, because those are things that you can visually see all day, right? The next thing is read your scriptures to understand what pleases the Most High God versus reading scriptures to satisfy, right? So you don't want to just open up that Bible when you're going through something and you need uplifting and you need to feel better. Right, so that Bible, it helps with those areas, but it's really a guide to life, right? It's a guide to what pleases God. So
basic instructions before leaving Earth. Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah,
Bible, there you go.
Yeah, that's it, and that's a hip hop. Yeah, word.
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
that's a hip hop song by Jizza and Killer Priest.
Of course you would know.
Jizza and Killer Priest.
Of course you would know. All right, so so make sure that you open up that Bible not just to satisfy your needs or satisfy your feelings if you're going through something, but open it up to understand what the Most High requires.
And when you're reading the Bible and you're reading it to understand, right? You understand what's pleasing the Most High God, and you're gonna start understanding what's going to please that potential spouse. You're going to know what true love is, what true love looks like. So you can't love a spouse, you can't love someone, but you have to love God first, yourself, before you can love a spouse, right? So reading the Bible, reading those scriptures is very important, right? You're going to know what pleases the Most High God. And also, what you're going to want to do is when you start reading the Bible, learning what pleases the Most High God, you want to link in with the right people, whether that's a church, a group, an organization. You want to link with people that's like-minded, that can help sustain you, help encourage you with your relationship with the Most High God.
Yep. And that takes us right to the next phase or the next tip, right? And all of these things are foundational, so they kind of build, Shalom High, they kind of build on top of each other, right? So the next thing is, number 2, perfecting yourself. What does it mean to perfect yourself?
What does it mean to perfect? A scripture makes me think of when Christ said, Matthew chapter 5 verse 48, when it says, "Be ye therefore perfect, as our Father art in heaven is perfect." Now the world may tell you cannot be perfect, right? So the world tells you that so you can just be kind of settled with everything you're doing. You don't want to strive for too much. You don't want to strive more. But when the scriptures say be ye therefore, it means be ye therefore complete. So you need to be working towards completion within yourself, learning how to please the Most High. That's completing yourself. That's completing that cycle of life. So definitely that's what perfecting means to me. And when you're perfecting yourself, when you go in this prayer, which is the first foundation, you're going to start seeing what's in you that's now the Most High God, and things that you need to work on so you can start perfecting yourself, because you got to perfect yourself. You're not going to be perfect when you meet that person, but you're going to be perfecting yourself, working on completion, working on bettering yourself.
Right. So one of the first ways to perfect yourself, number 1, my favorite thing to do and to preach all the time, reflect regularly. right? So you want to go through regular reflection. This could be like a daily reflection. You should be reflecting weekly, and you're constantly thinking about those things that, like, okay, this didn't go well today. How can I make it go better tomorrow, right? I didn't react the best way to this situation. How can I react better next time? And it's just constantly being in that reflective mind state. And that's a way for you to keep sharpening yourself, right? And perfecting yourself more and more and more.
And you're able to take those assessments of where are you, where you need to go, so that's very important for you to take those assessments. And also, the next one is putting down bad habits.
Oh my goodness.
Putting down bad habits. Before I was, came into the truth and really built.
Exactly.
Before I really knew what pleased God, I was smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, doing all types of worldly things. I was out there just reckless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the Most High took me away from that, and I was able to, find out what pleases Him. Okay, let me put down the cigarettes. Let me put down the weed. Let me step away from the club. Let me step away from the whoremongering and different things like that. So putting down those bad habits is really going to help you. But you through prayer, you're going to know what bad habits you need to put down, So I just put myself out there with certain things I was dealing with, but you may deal with pride.
Right.
You may deal with anger.
Yeah.
It's different things that you may deal with.
Yeah. Sometimes what we deal with and what, our bad habits are like a little bit, I would say under the rug. So like if somebody has a bad attitude, right? It's not going to be as out in the open as if somebody's outside smoking, right? That's a clear bad habit. But then there are bad habits that we have on the inside that, they're not always seen every day, right? Anger. Jealousy. Covetousness, quick to start a disagreement, So those are all bad habits that, you want to get rid of, and that's all part of perfecting yourself.
Right, and the next one is finances. Working on your finances, right? Because some people, they want to be in a relationship, right? But it's like, yo, bro, or yo, sis, you can't even take care of yourself.
Right.
Like, how you expect to be in a relationship with someone? So he's like, you gotta get yourself there. Not saying you gotta be making buku money, millions of dollars and things, and not saying it's all about the money.
Right.
But money is a very important aspect in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you need lights.
Right.
you gotta pay for lights. You gotta pay for rent. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta do laundry.
You gotta do laundry. The basic thing, you gotta eat. You gotta eat. You gotta do laundry. So you want to you want to be able to work on your finances. How you can do that? Get a sustainable job, whether that's learning how to invest, whether that's saving. Just work on your finances. That's going to be very important, especially both. So when you come into the relationship, both have you're basically both set up financially, to move forward. But and more so fellas, because fellas, what I like to tell fellas is that get your own place first,
right? Before
you get with that woman, right? You don't want to move into her space. No. You ain't doing that. You don't want to move into her house. Yeah. You don't want to move into a house, together, right? You want to move into a house, right? Get your own place first, whether it's a week, a month, whatever. Get your own place first, then have her move in with you. So those are things that I tell fellas. Definitely work on your finances. Very important.
And it's the easiest. I don't want to say it's the easiest thing, but it's a lot easier to work on your finances when you're single before you get married. Like it's just. You have the only person that you have to focus on is yourself.
Unless you got a child.
I mean, unless you have a child.
But still, it's easier than when you have that.
Now you have a whole family and you trying to get it together, right? So take advantage of the time that you're single where you can get that stuff together. Take advantage of that time.
And if y'all like what we're saying, definitely give us some hearts, give us some twos. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, just hit the share button. It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing. It's just you see this finger, just take this finger and go right to your on Facebook. Just go right to the bottom, touch the screen, share. There you go. And on Facebook, just just hit the little share button. Just go right there. Bing. Just share it. That's all we asking. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs this information. Somebody needs this information. So we said finances. What's that? Check your circle.
My favorite topic.
Check that circle.
Check your circle, y'all. Check your circle, okay? When we say that, yes, you want to make sure that your circle does not consist of people that, or let me put it this way. Your circle does not consist of maybe like an idea or a phase of life that you're trying to get out of. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that the people that you're spending time with are people that you want to think like. So if you have, for example, what's common for brothers?
Brothers, you know,
what goes on in that circle that
we used to be out there pimping. I'm just playing. Listen, this is Christ lifestyle, but I get real. We get real sometimes. But yeah, so my fellas that I used to be with, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to some of them online right there. We used to be in the streets. We used to be in the streets heavy. Whether that was, you know, in the club, whether that was in the, you know, out there running the streets, saying, you know,
chasing women.
We didn't chase women. We was too good looking and too fresh to chase women chaser. But yeah, we was out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so when it came time for me, I started having to separate from that. Right. You know, I still love my brothers, love my cousins, everything like that. But I had to separate from that. And by me separating from that, because it's not I wasn't not better than nobody, but my mind started like, you know what? I'm going in this direction in life. Y'all going in this direction in life. You know, we're not what the scriptures say. How can two walk together unless they agree? We don't agree. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I had to shift as my brain was shifting and my mind was shifting and my spirit was shifting. I said, you know what? My lifestyle got to switch. So I can't be around the same people. So therefore, I had to step away, because if I didn't step away, I still would be tempted with, like, you know, who's the next woman that we're gonna deal with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Different things like that.
So you have to get out of that circle in order to move on to that next part, what you really wanted to do.
And it goes back to what we said in the first part. When you're dealing with prayer, you know, the first foundation was prayer. And when we said with prayer, you're gonna have to get around people that's like-minded to encourage you to stay in the faith.
Right.
So it's the same thing like with this right there. When you're perfecting yourself, you gotta perfect your circle as well. Your circle gotta be on the same mind state as you. Else you're gonna be stuck.
And then on the flip side of that too, something I thought about is, if you want to be married, hang around married people.
But not with a jealous eye.
No, you can't do that with a jealous eye. No,
yeah, that's what
no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But what I'm saying is, like, if you, for example, someone who wants to be a millionaire, they're not going to be sitting around hundredaires all the time, right? They're going to be sitting around millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, because they want to learn. They want to hear their conversation. They want to hear what they're saying, right? So if you want to be married, spend some time with married people, right? If you know, if you're a sister and you're single and you want to be married, spend time with married sisters. Why? Be up in their conversations. What are they talking about? Hey sis, what's going on in your life? What is it like being a wife? What is it like? What is it daily? What happened in your week, right? Because eventually you want to be in that position, right? So you want to hear what they're talking about. So you get them jewels while they're coming out, and then when it's your go, you ready to go, right? And
you already have the tools, because they done gave you the foundation of things you need to work with, work on, or work with. You know, so when you do have that husband, the Most High God bless you with that husband, you ready to go, and you learn submission.
Yep.
As well as other things. Big one, submission. Learn submission. All right, so we're still working on perfecting yourself. The last part of perfecting yourself is addressing your mental state. So many people come into relationships, they still got emotional baggage that they're holding on from when they were 7 years old. They got mental issues, trauma issues, different things that they going on. So they need, you need therapy. You need counseling, you need coaching, you need different things like that to be able to address your mental state, so you can be on the right mentally.
Yeah.
So when you get blessed with that right person, you're able to move forward, you know, and you're not stagnant, or you're not, dealing with depression of what happened to you when you was 15 years old, because that depression, whatever happened to you was 15 years old, you bring that to the relationship. Now you and your spouse maybe can't be intimate, maybe arguing over things that happened when you was 15. So definitely work on your mental state.
Yeah, I definitely can't stress that enough. If you have trauma, deal with your trauma before you get in a relationship, before you get married, before you court. Deal with all the trauma, go to the therapy that you need, get the coaching you need, whatever it is you need, before you get in a relationship, because it will hinder the growth of the relationship. It will. That's the bottom line.
And we're not saying that it's all going to be taken care of, but at least your work. Remember, this part right here is perfecting yourself. right? So at least you're working on yourself and perfecting yourself. So when you're in a relationship, you could be honest with the person. Listen, okay, this is what I've been dealing with, and I do have counseling, or I have a coach, or I have therapy, and that therapy or counseling, it could be, at a clinic, or it could be, if your church or your church have a particular therapy or what's the word I'm looking for, counseling.
Right.
You can get the help with that. If you coaching, we're relationship coaches. You can book a discovery call with us if you're dealing with coaching or anything like that. As far as relationship, you can book a free discovery call with us by clicking the link in the bio. But you definitely want to resolve those issues, right? And they're not, you definitely want to resolve them, work on it. When you come to that relationship, if you do got some baggage, at least you got the baggage under control.
Right.
You got the baggage under control, right?
Mm-hmm. And with that, let's just one more time, what we're talking about is snatch your perfect mate with these tips, and we're hoping that all the married couples are chiming in. Thank you so much, Fiercely Made Lifestyle. Yes, or walk alone until you meet those who are like-minded. Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you so much, y'all.
And shout out to, I see a couple people on Facebook. I see my homie Corey Bryce. I see my Deacon Aaron. Yeah, I see Deacon Aaron. I see my cousin over there, James. All right, so yeah, definitely, while y'all on here, definitely y'all hear what we like. Hit the heart button. Click that little button on the side of your page and hit the share button so your people can see it. This can benefit somebody, okay? All right, so next one. So remember, we're talking about the 5 P's. The 5 P's. She laughing because I made this up. It's called the 5 P's of being single. The first one was prayer. We worked on prayer. The next one is perfecting yourself. Now, the third one is productivity.
My favorite.
Productivity. Get busy being productive, right?
Yep.
Means you're not waiting around. You're not dwelling that you're single. You're not upset, oh, I can't find or why ain't God bless me with someone. No, you need to be doing the first 2 steps.
Right.
Praying and perfecting yourself, and then now being productive, right?
All right, so being productive consists of, number 1, setting goals to meet, right? Like he was saying, you want to get busy and stay busy, all right? And that, entails different things. So number 1, set goals for yourself, whether they be financial goals, right? How much money you want to save, how much money you want to invest, what you want to invest in. Then you have your spiritual goals, right? Where you want to be at a certain point in time. And then you also have your health goals, and then your career or your education goals, right? So these are things that you want to do that will keep you productive. All right.
And these are foundational goals that's going to be beneficial to you as a single person, and beneficial for you in your relationship. Because you don't want to get into a relationship, for one, you're not financially prepared, right? You don't want to get into a relationship where you're spiritually all over the place, right? You don't know if you're Muslim one week, you're Christian the next week, you're Israelite the next, you're Israelite the after that, and then you're Krishna and Lord knows whatever else. So you're Buddhist, you're getting all these religions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you wavering. And the scriptures say don't trust nobody that's wavering. Right? So, also get health. You want to be healthy when you come into a relationship. So you want to work on these. Your career and education. You don't want to get into a relationship and one week you're a bus driver and then you're like, I don't like buses no more. Let me go be a garbage man. I don't like being a garbage man. You know what I'm saying? So you bounce around from job to job to job. How you gonna be able to take care of that person? And when I'm saying take care of, yes, fellas, you gotta take care of your wife. You're the lead. But women, how you gonna be take care of him? You're his helpmate, so you got to take care, help him out on certain things. So you definitely those are foundational goals that you need to work on: financial, spiritual, health, career, and education. Right? And also, what you want to do is get into ministry.
Yeah, we can't say that enough.
Get into ministry.
Yeah.
If you're a follower of Christ, you're a follower of the Most High God, get into ministry, whether it's in your church, whether it's outside your church, doing charity. You want to get into that. Why? Because that's showing that you have a love for people, right? That's showing you have a love that you want to please the Most High God. And when you potential doing your ministry, you're finding yourself. You're going, it's trial and error. You're finding yourself, right? That's
one thing that you definitely want to do. Get involved in different forms of ministry. Like I remember when I was in my first church after Catholicism and all that. There were so many different ministries. And I remember being asked to do one ministry or to help in one ministry, and there were so many others, and I was just kind of you know, just dipping my feet, seeing what I like, and then eventually I found my lane, right? And so that's what you want to do when it comes to ministry, especially within the church. You want to dip your feet, right? Because part of you being productive is, of course, you being busy, but you want to find your lane for the kingdom. Like, you want to find your lane. Like, what is it? What gifts do I have, right? So what is it? What lane is it that I can, you know, step into? Is my lane, you know, maintenance, maintaining the church? Is my lane youth? Is my lane the choir? You know what I'm saying? So find your lane. Is my lane the charity, right? Doing all the home, feeding the hungry and things like that. So dip your toes in different areas of ministry so that you can, you know, find your lane.
And when you're finding your lane, like, you know, when you're going through all that stuff, you gotta see, you know, what talents do you have. You know, with certain people within our church, when they came to our particular church, they had to they like decorating. We didn't have no decorating committee. So what did they do? They, you know, some sisters got together and started decorating. You know, they found their lane. They had a talent of what they like to do. They found their lane, and basically now they're being used, you know, to help build the kingdom and to be a part of the body. You know, so definitely get in there and find your lane. Use your talents to please the Most High God, right? And by using your talents, right, you're earning your way into the kingdom.
Right.
You're building a ministry. The light of Christ is shining within you. And what's going to happen? You're going to meet the right person. Because why? You separate yourself. You're around the right people. You're around the right people in the right places where you need to be.
Right. You're positioning yourself.
You're positioning yourself, right? To meet the right person.
Yep. And that's what you want to do. So you know, I guess one thing to definitely keep in mind too is, you know, when you do find your lane and you find your talent, you want to elaborate it. So you want to make it bigger, you want to multiply it, teach other people your talent and things like that. And that's another way to even stay more productive. So after productivity, the next step is to, well, not the next step, but being productive brings you right into finding your purpose. Right? So right after you were doing all that praying, you were perfecting yourself, you were being productive. Now, because you found your lane, you're finding your purpose, and you're closer to finding your purpose. And your purpose, you can find your purpose in the church. You can find your purpose in an organization. You can find just your purpose in life. You can find your purpose. What purpose do I have in my family? Right? And so by you dipping your feet in different things and being productive, now it brings you to finding that purpose that you have. Right? And then do you kind of want to touch on how we found our purpose?
Yeah, and how we found our purpose, basically, like I said before, you know, I was working on myself. I had to go through prayer. I had to go through perfecting myself, putting down the things that I was dealing with. I had to go through being productive, right? And by doing those three things, those three P's right there, I was able to find my purpose. Now, when I found my purpose, how we met each other, right? I was, what? Doing the purpose I was here to do. I was going around, you know, preaching, sharing the word of the Most High God through His Son Christ, and it was on Christmas Day, 2000. I forgot what year. 2000. She looked at me like, it was 13. You better know.
Better know that year.
but 2013. You know, I was doing what I was called to do, being productive, doing my purpose, going out ministry, street preaching, and I was on my way with crutches, right? On my way with crutches, going to New York. So I was drove with crutches to Newark Penn Station, parked my vehicle, and I was hopping on crutches, right, to go to the train. And lo and behold, this woman came up to me and asked me, do I want a sandwich? I'm looking at this woman like, I don't want no sandwich. I think you're trying to disrespect me. I'm not homeless. I just got on crutches and everything.
Oh, you felt
like
disrespected.
I felt disrespected.
Okay, it came out.
It came out. But yeah, you know, going along doing my purpose, right, what I was called to do, she was that woman that asked me for a sandwich, and she was doing her purpose. Right. What she called to do. She had been through the praise. She had been through perfecting herself. She had been being productivity, because she was out there, her and one of the sisters from a church, giving out sandwiches to the needy, right? So she was giving out sandwiches to the needy. I was going forth to go street preaching, and we so happened to bump into each other. So, you know, when you find your purpose, right, you're going to be put in the right place to find the right person for you.
That's what you're doing.
Again, when you find your purpose, you're going to be put in the right place, and the Most High is going to reward you with the perfect person for you. that's what happened to us. I wasn't out there searching for nobody. She wasn't searching for nobody. It was like, you know what? I'm going to go street preaching. She said she going to go hand out some sandwiches. And the Most High blessed us, and we're here today, you know. So all glory to the Most High God, His Son Christ, and Holy Spirit, you know. Yeah. Timing is everything, you know. So definitely work on your purpose, and also with your purpose, Ephesians 5, verses 22 to 28, it talks about the purpose of a man and the purpose of a woman, the purpose of the husband and the purpose of the wife. You know, so you want to go read those scriptures, right, and understand that before you even get into a relationship.
Yeah. So essentially, all of these things are bringing you, you know, again, foundational, bring you from step to step to step to step to put you in the right, you know, the right place in the right position.
So let's go with
to be the perfect person for you.
The first step was prayer. Second one was perfecting yourself.
Yeah.
3 was productivity. 4 was purpose. 5 is patience.
Yes.
5 is patience, right?
As cliche as that sounds.
As cliche as that sounds.
So you want to allow, the first thing is let patience have her perfect work. You want to read that verse? Yeah,
I have a scripture I want to read for that. This is James chapter 1, verses 3 through 5. James chapter 1, verse 3 through 5, right?
What does it say?
It says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. The trying of your faith worketh patience. So your faith is going to be, you know, is going to be tried, right? So you're going to have some patience when you're doing this work, right? When you're going through those 4 initial P's, you're going to have patience, knowing that, you know, if you're doing the will of the Most High God, if it's His will, He's going to reward you with the perfect person, right? Right. So the next one is, it says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and tired, wanting nothing. So by you letting patience have a perfect work, you're being perfected during that time and not wanting to, not dwelling on you don't have a spouse, right? You're being perfected, doing the will of the Most High God. It says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High God, that giveth to all men liberally. Now during this time, you may be like, oh, you know, why have I've been praying, I've been perfecting myself, I've been productive, I've been found my purpose, but why haven't I found no one yet? Because the Most High God may be still working on you. There's things that you need to work on that you don't see. So you're gonna have to go to Him and ask for that wisdom. What is it, Father? Why haven't I received this back? Why haven't you blessed me with this person yet?
Right.
And you may hear a voice that comes to you and say, you know what, son, you need to work on this. You know? So just ask, you know? Just ask, and you will get the answers, right?
Yep. And I think it's really important to being patient. Obviously, yes, partially is waiting, but what you're also essentially doing is allowing yourself to be transformed. Like, allow yourself to go through the transformation process. So like, almost in a way, you kind of want to throw out of your mind that you're waiting for someone to come, or you're trying to meet someone, and you're really just replacing that with, I got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to allow myself to go through the process, no matter the length of time that it's going to take to get me to where I need to be in order to meet that person, right? So like, because like you said, there are things that you may not see that you need to correct, right? And it may take time. And like the scripture says, if any of you lack wisdom, just to ask, right? And so it may take time. It may take you asking a couple times, right? To show you what are those things that I need to be correcting, working on, you know, elaborating or producing, right? Before that time comes.
And allow the process to edify you, right? So through all this, you're going to be, allow the process to edify you.
Allow the process to edify you.
Allow it to edify you. Allow it to correct you. Allow it to teach you, you know, because you're going to need some work. So when you come into this relationship, that you are the man that you need to be to be in that relationship, right? You are the woman you need to be in that relationship. Now, you're not going to be, you know, completely perfect, but at least you're striving for it, you know?
Yep.
You know, so these are the 5 P's of being single. So you want to know how to snatch a perfect mate? The 5. She keep laughing because I made this up.
The 5 P's. P's.
The 5 P's, right? If y'all like the 5 P's, just give us some hearts. Y'all like what that sounds?
Did y'all like the 5 P's?
Did y'all like the 5 P's? Give us some hearts.
So that was what? Prayer, perfecting yourself, productivity, purpose, and patience.
Yes, yes, yes. So, you know, if you like the information, definitely share this video. It'll be posted in a little while. But we're going to get into let y'all know what some of the things that we have.
Yeah,
right
so we're
now.
going to close out with our plug. So you definitely want to hop in the link in our bio, our Easy Tree. If you're interested, if you are a couple and you're interested in relationship coaching, we are definitely here for you. If you are single and you're interested in relationship coaching and you want to hop on a 15-minute discovery call with us, click the link in our bio and you can definitely schedule an appointment through our scheduling app for that.
And it's a free discovery call.
Yes.
Free discovery call, right? And if you're in a relationship or if you're single, free discovery call, right? Also, send us a text. If you're in a relationship or if you're single, if you're in a relationship, text hashtag committed. If you're single, text hashtag single to 908-888-9843. That's 908-888-9843. Hashtag committed, hashtag single, and join our text community. And please, we're gonna start doing some giveaways.
Very soon,
and only with those giveaways, only with those giveaways, only gonna be part of those giveaways if you're part of the text community, right?
Yep. And
we have some big news coming up too. So you definitely want to get part of the text community, okay?
So once again, that number is 908-888-9843. If you are in a relationship, text hashtag committed. If you are single, text hashtag single. All right.
And don't forget to click the link in our bio to get our e-guides. She don't like me saying e-guides.
I really don't.
But to get our guides, right? To get our guides. One of them is the 12 no-sitter date night ideas.
You need that.
You need that. 12 no-sitter date night ideas. Go get it. It's free. You know what I'm saying? You can implement some of those stuff. Maybe tonight. You know, the children sleep, whatever. Maybe tonight.
Yeah. Depending on your time zone.
Depending on your time, though.
Yeah.
That's right. And also 8 intentional acts of love. Definitely want to go get that. You know, learn those benefits. So we thank y'all. We're here every Tuesday at 9:30. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Christ Lifestyle. We go live every Tuesday at 9:30, right? With tips, information for you people that's in a relationship, and for you singles out there. All right. So do we have any questions before we wrap out? Any questions or comments before we close out? If so, we're going to give you a couple seconds to chime in before we close out.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. All right. If not, with that.
No questions? We're looking back for it. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. And peace and blessings from Christ Lifestyle. We out.